Did you know that nearly 90% of creative ideas never see the light of day? Shocking, right? Many people think that creativity alone will lead to success, but that's not the whole story. In fact, studies show that while creativity is important, it often gets lost in a sea of unexecuted ideas and missed opportunities. In this video, we're diving deep into the surprising connection between creativity and success. You might be surprised to learn that successful creatives often work harder than their less creative counterparts. They develop systems and strategies that turn their ideas into reality. We'll explore why some of the most creative minds struggle to find success. You'll discover how to overcome the tortured artist stereotype and why your big ideas might actually be holding you back. Stick around as we reveal powerful tips to help you balance creativity with execution. By the end, you'll have the tools you need to turn your creative spark into a blazing success. Chapter 1. The Paradox of Genius. Why creativity isn't enough. We often hear that creativity is the key to success. But is it really? Research shows that creativity alone doesn't guarantee success. In fact, a study from the Harvard Business Review found that 90% of creative ideas fail to achieve real impact. Why? Because while creativity is essential, it's only part of the equation. It's not about having just good ideas, it's about executing them. Creative minds often get trapped in the excitement of endless possibilities. They jump from one idea to the next without following through. This is called the creativity trap, where ideas multiply but execution is neglected. As Steve Jobs once said, innovation is saying no to 1,000 things. Creative people sometimes struggle with saying no, leading to scattered efforts. Another paradox is that highly creative people are often perfectionists. They want their work to be flawless, which can delay progress. Psychologist Brené Brown explains that perfectionism is not the same as striving for excellence. It's a way to avoid criticism. This fear of imperfection holds creatives back from taking bold steps. So, what's the strategy? The solution lies in balance. Creatives need to focus on progress, not perfection. A great way to do this is by setting smaller, achievable goals. Instead of trying to create a masterpiece, aim for steady improvement. This way, you don't get paralyzed by the weight of your ideas. Remember, even Picasso had days when his art was just good enough. Chapter 2. Overcoming the tortured artist trap. There's a romanticized idea that suffering fuels creativity. From Van Gogh to Sylvia Plath, the tortured artist stereotype has persisted for centuries. However, new research suggests that this belief is more harmful than helpful. A study by the University of Warwick found that negative emotions often inhibit creativity, rather than enhance it. In other words, being miserable doesn't make you more creative, it makes you stuck. This is where many creative people get trapped. They believe that hardship and stress will somehow fuel their art. But in reality, chronic stress shrinks the brain's prefrontal cortex, which is responsible for creative thinking and problem solving. So, the more stressed you are, the harder it is to think outside the box. To break free from this trap, the first step is recognizing that creativity thrives in a healthy mind. Meditation and mindfulness practices have been shown to boost creative thinking by reducing stress. In fact, a study published in Psychological Science found that just 10 minutes of mindfulness meditation significantly increased divergent thinking, a key part of the creative process. Another strategy is to seek out positive experiences in relationships. Surrounding yourself with supportive, like-minded people can spark new ideas and motivation. As Maya Angelou famously said, you can't use up creativity. The more you use, the more you have. But to use it, you need to be in a healthy state of mind. So, prioritize your well-being, and your creativity will follow. Chapter 3. From Ideas to Impact. The execution gap. Creativity without execution is like having a treasure map but never setting off on the journey. According to research from the University of San Francisco, 92% of people don't achieve their goals. Why? Because they lack a system to turn their ideas into action. Creative people often fall into this trap, believing that the brilliance of their ideas will somehow carry them through. But in reality, Ideas are worthless without the ability to execute them. One of the biggest reasons creatives struggle with execution is the shiny object syndrome. This happens when you're constantly distracted by new ideas or projects, which prevents you from finishing anything. Author James Clear, in Atomic Habits, points out that motion feels like progress but isn't. We brainstorm, plan, and dream, but that's not the same as taking action. What matters is finishing the work, not starting it. The key to bridging the execution gap is developing discipline and focus. One effective strategy is to limit your options. Instead of chasing 10 ideas, focus on 1 or 2 and give them your full attention. A study published in the Journal of Consumer Research showed that when people have fewer choices, they are more likely to act decisively and complete their tasks. Another useful strategy is creating a minimum viable product, MVP. This concept, popularized by tech entrepreneurs, involves creating the simplest version of your idea and releasing it to the world. It helps you get feedback and improve quickly. Instead of waiting for perfection, get your idea out there, learn from it, and iterate. This approach accelerates progress and helps you avoid getting stuck in the cycle of endless revisions. Finally, deadlines are your best friend. Even if you're working on a personal project, set a firm deadline and stick to it. Parkinson's law states that work expands to fill the time available for its completion, so having a timeline will push you to finish. Whether it's a week, a month, or a year, a deadline forces you to prioritize and get things done. If you're finding value in this video, don't forget to subscribe. By subscribing, you'll stay updated on our latest content designed to help you unlock your creative potential. Chapter 4. The Hustle-Creativity Disconnect. Why hard work beats talent in the world of creativity. There's a common belief that talent is king. However, research tells a different story. A study from the University of Pennsylvania revealed that effort and hard work account for about 70% of success. This means that sheer talent often takes a backseat to persistence and dedication. Many creatives get caught up in their natural abilities and forget that hard work can outshine talent every time. The famous author Malcolm Gladwell argues in his book Outliers that it takes around 10,000 hours of practice to achieve mastery in any field. This statistic suggests that consistent effort is the real secret to success. So, how do we change our mindset? First, embrace a growth mindset. Carol Dweck, a renowned psychologist, explains that believing you can improve through effort is crucial. Instead of thinking, "I'm just not creative," shift to, "I can become more creative with practice." This simple change can boost your confidence and drive. Another strategy is to create a structured routine. Studies show that having a consistent schedule can enhance productivity. For example, the author Tim Ferriss, in his book The 4-Hour Workweek, emphasizes the importance of time management. He recommends setting specific hours for creative work to ensure consistent output. Additionally, track your progress. Keeping a journal or log of your daily achievements can motivate you to stay on track. Data from the Dominican University of California found that those who write down their goals are 42% more likely to achieve them. This statistic highlights the power of accountability. Lastly, consider the power of collaboration. Working with others can spark new ideas and keep you motivated. According to research by Stanford University, collaborating increases creativity by promoting diverse thinking. So, don't shy away from teaming up with others to elevate your creative process. Chapter 5. Why your big ideas are too big. The curse of visionaries. Many creative people are visionaries, brimming with big ideas. But this can also be a curse. When ideas are too grand, they often become overwhelming. A study by the Journal of Business Research found that when faced with too many options, people tend to feel paralyzed and avoid making decisions altogether. This paralysis can lead to frustration and stalled projects. So, how can we avoid this trap? The first step is to simplify your vision. Break your big ideas into smaller, manageable chunks. This process, known as chunking, makes overwhelming tasks feel more achievable. For example, instead of aiming to write an entire book, start with a single chapter or even a paragraph. This approach reduces pressure and allows you to focus on one step at a time. Author Anne Lamott highlights this in her book Bird by Bird, where she encourages writers to take it bird by bird, one small task at a time. Another effective strategy is to set specific, measurable goals. Research from the Dominican University confirms that clear goals significantly improve performance. Instead of saying, "I want to be a great artist," specify, "I will create 5 new paintings this month." This clarity will guide your actions and keep you motivated. Time blocking can also be beneficial. This method involves scheduling dedicated time slots for specific tasks. Studies show that time blocking increases productivity by reducing distractions. For instance, allocate 2 hours every morning solely for your creative work, and guard that time fiercely. Lastly, celebrate small wins. Recognizing progress can motivate you to keep going. Whether it's completing a task or simply brainstorming ideas, take a moment to acknowledge your achievements. According to positive psychology research, celebrating small successes boosts morale and encourages further effort. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe. By subscribing, you'll gain access to more valuable content designed to help you harness your creativity and achieve success.